And good Thursday morning. Welcome to episode 47 of the Inside Drive podcast. As always on Thursday, got my good friend, golfwithj.com owner, the new, what's it called now?
The inflatable
The
fairway.
inflatable fairway. We want to keep calling it the Shank Tank, but I know that's not what we're going to call
No.
it. Jay Henley, as always, joining us on Thursday, but very excited to have some guests in studio with both of us today. We've got the Bay High women's wrestling head coach, Coach Greg Bailey. He's also the assistant football coach, as well as the new head coach for the inaugural girls flag football team over there at Bay High. And of course, very excited to welcome Alana Rhodes. She is the 2A state champ in the 101-pound weight class for Olympic weightlifting. Very excited to have you guys on the show today. Appreciate y'all coming in.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. Before we dive into the interview with Coach and Alana, I do got to thank our sponsors. We'll start with Juice and Sunsets. That's the official juice of the Inside Drive. I don't have one in studio with me today. Most people aren't getting the vitamins and nutrients their bodies truly need from everyday foods alone. Busy schedules, processed meals, and depleted soil make it harder than ever to fuel our bodies properly. When your body is undernourished, it can't perform at its best. Energy drops, immunity weakens, and inflammation creeps in. Fresh, nutrient-dense juices are simple, powerful ways to bridge that gap. They deliver essential vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants in a form your body can easily absorb, helping you feel better, think clearer, and make healthier choices one sip at a time. You can visit Juice and Sunsets on Facebook to learn more, or head over to juiceandsunsets.com to place your order. And then, of course, Jay, tell everybody about what you're doing now. I want to hear about the first event, too.
Oh, yeah. Last Wednesday night, we were at Adelaide. That is the way you pronounce it, by the way. It is Adelaide. There's some people call it Altier. But anyways, we were there Wednesday night, had set up the golf sim, the fairway inflatable. And, yeah, we had about 50 people there. There was a bunch of real estate people there. They were a little scared, skeptical of it. So I think after a few adult beverages, they decided to come out.
Liquid courage.
Yeah, so great event, a lot of work, Mulvey, a lot of work.
Did you hire somebody yet to help you set up?
I had Luke, you remember Luke?
Yep.
And then fortunately my brother was in town and he helped as well, but it was good.
So you roped your brother into helping you on the first event.
Hey, free labor, man, free labor.
I was about to ask what he charged you, but apparently it was free. So
Yeah, I paid for his meal that night.
there
so,
you go.
Yeah, there you go.
That was worth it for sure. Do you have a lot of beginners go into the inflatable
Oh
fairway?
yeah,
That's
a lot
cool.
of beginners. Yeah, and after a few adult beverages, everybody loosened up and
Yep.
were hitting some good shots, and it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Now what's the deal with the Golf Plus partnership on the hole-in-one thing?
Yeah, so Alan Watson's giving away a $50 gift card to the first hole-in-one person, and we had a few Wednesday night get really, really close. Yeah. Well, it was really close.
Well, you want that to happen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
great for your
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
When's your next event coming up?
I will be in Georgia March 11th.
I think I saw that.
Yeah, or March 14th. We'll be hosting TPC Sawgrass. We'll be doing the number 17, par 3.
Sweet.
And so any paying customer at Country Oaks Golf Course will be get one free swing.
Is that in Thomasville?
That is in Thomasville, Georgia.
Very cool. I
Yeah.
think I saw that on your social media site. If somebody wants to find out more information about the inflatable fairway and book an event with you, what's the best way to do that?
Golfwithj.com.
So you got it on the website now.
Yep.
Sweet.
Yep. So,
Awesome. Again, golfwithj.com if you want to take your party to the next level, whatever it is, bachelor party, bachelorette party, high school parties, just you're celebrating anything, add the inflatable fairway to it. I'm guarantee it'll make your event that much better. Speaking of golf, I've got to give a shout out to our good friends over there at Golf Plus. Looking to elevate your golf game with custom fitted clubs and pro level gear. Step into Golf Plus, a retail and fitting destination with roots stretching back all the way to its founding in Dothan, Alabama in 1988. They are coming up on, 40 years here in a couple of years.
Wow.
That's nuts. At Golf Plus, the focus is simple. Get you fitted right. They use industry-leading technology like Foresight Game Changer 2 launch monitor in not one but two simulators and advanced shaft matching systems to dial in the perfect club for your swing. Whether it's a full new set of clubs or just a retrofit of your current clubs, But Golf Plus is more than just clubs. It's a full-service shop from expert grip work and loft and lie adjustments to quality repairs and a curated selection of top brands. You'll find everything you need to play your best. And now, with the renovated golf shop in Panama City Beach, locals and visitors alike heading to the Gulf Coast can enjoy a premium fitting experience and apparel selection right next to the sandy beaches. Whether you're a beginner or seasoned player, Golf Plus delivers a personalized service, cutting-edge technology, and gear you can trust. Book your custom fitting or stop by the shop today, because the right equipment can make all the difference out there on the course. They are located in the shops of Edgewater, right next to Firefly and the Pink Pelican Ice Cream Shop. You can give them a call at 850-249-2726 or online, or book online at golfplusretail.com. And now our sponsor for the American Charlie's Athlete of the Week. We're about to give her that $50 gift card here in just a moment. Give a shout out to American Charlie's. We appreciate all the support of the Inside Drive and the local athletes here in Bay County. Your favorite American restaurant, conveniently located also in the shops of Edgewater, right next to Rocket Lanes and Firefly. They have great daily specials, private rooms for parties, 15 TVs for all your Olympic activities going on right now. My favorite part of American Charlie's, in addition to the $50 gift card, they do first responder and military discounts daily. Visit your favorite American shop for fried chicken, pot roast specials, wings, burgers, shrimp, and all those classic American dishes. They are now on DoorDash should you not be able to make it in. You can get those American favorites delivered right to your front door. They are making Mondays great again with their daily happy hour from 4 to 6, and they also just introduced the early Eagle menu, which obviously is targeted at all the snowbirds here visiting Panama City Beach, with only $14 dishes on that menu. And with all that being said, our American Charlie Athlete of the Week is none other than the young lady joining us in studio today. Again, she is the Class 2A 101-pound Olympic weightlifting state champion. So that American Charlie's gift card as well, Art and Coach, if you want to present that to her. There you go. Hope you enjoy the meal there at American Charlie's. And again, we'll introduce you guys, Coach Greg Bailey, and then, of course, state champ Alana Rhodes. I'm going to start with some kind of few questions for you. Jay, if you have anything, feel free to just pop in.
Yep.
Alana, when and what got you started in weightlifting?
So, I looked up to a very special person at our school, and that brought me into the sport. A lot of times I honestly get compared to her because we both have big afros. It was Kalan Gant. She was the 169, right? Yes. Yep. State champion in traditional and Olympic a few years back. I just liked the thought of being strong because I'm small. I'm a very small person, so I wanted to not be underestimated. And so joining weightlifting gave me a strength that I didn't know I could achieve.
That's awesome.
That's great.
What's the main difference between Olympic and traditional weightlifting?
So it is the lifts. So both have clean and jerk, but Olympic is snatch and traditional has bench.
Gotcha. So you're the Olympic 101 state champ.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
So as we know, like there's a narrow path to greatness. Like what are some key things that's happened in your life that has kind of got you on this narrow path to greatness?
I would say the competitive spirit within myself, and also the support system around me definitely put me on that path, because once I find that I'm somewhat good at something, I want to be the best at it.
That's awesome.
And so I will do everything I can to be the best at it.
A character trait that champions have for sure, and not many people ever get to that position where you can challenge yourself to be the best you can be. Because if you can, in a individual type sport, much like golf, it's just you out there. So if you can challenge yourself to be the best you can be, that's obviously a winning formula. Coach, same question for you. What got you into being the coach for weightlifting?
So this is year 8, and my daughter started it before I started working at Bay High School, and I went to a couple meets. Didn't really know it was a sport then, and I went to a couple meets and stuff and watched. And then I think there were 5 or 6 girls on that team with her, and because of my background in athletics, things like that, I was like, well, I start looking, and I'm like, man, that form's not really good. This is bad, you know. And it was no knock on any coach or anything like that. At the time, it was a sport that a lot of people weren't doing, and it was kind of coming around.
Yep.
And at the end of that school year, the next year, I had started at Bay as the culinary teacher and stuff. And then that next year, that job opened up, and I put in for it, and have that's probably the sport that I love the most.
Awesome.
It's
Awesome.
weightlifting.
And this question is kind of for both of y'all. Obviously, the winning lift that you had down at the state championship, can you describe the feeling you had when you completed that lift and knew what you had accomplished right then and there?
It was surreal, but I was excited, but at the same time a little bit down because it was a lift that I had always done the entire season, and I had built it up to be something like a new PR,
Yeah.
and it was crazy that I had achieved such a big goal with something that I've done so many times.
Well, I mean, and that's a testament to your work ethic too. You know,
Yeah.
so many times you've done it. So by the time you got on the biggest stage, you'd practiced it and done it so many times that it was kind of I don't want to use the word routine, but I think you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And then, Coach, same thing for you. What was it like watching her achieve that moment?
Well, I'll back up just a little bit, and I'll kind of share a little more to the story because as we got going, after the snatch lifts, Alana was behind by about 10 pounds, and she had already gone, I'm okay with second. I'm okay with second. Second place will be okay. And I'm like, look, and she can tell you, I've said this over and over to the girls and boys, you know, and stuff. You have to take care of your business and not worry about what the other person's doing or anything like that. You just go be great for you, and good things happen. And sure enough, as she's going, you know, I'm kind of reeling her back in. I'm like, you just got to go do you.
Yep. It's all
Good
you
things will
control.
happen.
You can only control yourself.
And luckily, I won't say luckily. I mean, it's just it is what it is. The girl who is going to be her biggest competitor, who was the 10 pounds ahead, she scratched out on clean and jerks, which means she was done. You know, she missed lifts and stuff, and it didn't dawn on me at the moment that she had scratched out on that. And I'm kind of like telling them, like, pause the floor, you know, give me a minute, whatever, you know, because I'm trying to calculate and figure things. And Alana's like, Bailey, she scratched out, she's done, you know, and it's like a light bulb. I'm like, oh, well, then we don't have to climb. We don't have to, you just got to make this lift that you've always done. We don't have to do a PR and anything. Just make this lift because the girl behind you's got to lift like 20 pounds, which is a big jump.
Yep.
You know, and so then it was just focusing and watching, and you know, once she got it on her rack on her shoulders for the clean, she doesn't miss her jerks. I know that. So once she got the clean and was coming up, I was like, we're good, you know, and stuff. So then it was, I could shift, you know, and go into that celebration moment and kind of allow her to celebrate and live in it for a minute.
Awesome. Great story. But thank you for adding on that. Jay, you want to grab one?
So where do you go from here? You know, I mean, you're obviously a state champion. Like, you know, you've reached that goal. Where do you go from here?
Well, at the college that I plan to attend, they don't really have a weightlifting team, but I know they do have a club somewhat on campus, so I hope that I can be at their USAW club on their campus and continue to lift. I want to stay active and be able to just keep the activity up.
Yeah. And what a story you've got, right? I mean, that's a heck of a story.
And real quick, what school was that at, Alana?
The University of Alabama.
She got accepted to the University
Awesome.
of Alabama.
Wow.
Awesome.
That's great. That is cool.
I'm not gonna say RT.
Tuscaloosa got here, so I was born and raised in Tuscaloosa. So
I figured there was some kind of connection for you.
you
You
know,
seem
for
pretty
me,
excited
it's a
there.
yes, you know.
Alana, when did you realize that you were really, really good at weightlifting?
When I got that first gold medal, probably that was, I believe, my sophomore year at districts. I believe, yes, districts. I got a gold and a silver, and I was like, dang, kind of good. I got first. So
Now, do you play any other sports? I mean, besides doing weightlifting?
I do a lot of other things, countless other things.
Awesome.
I do color guard, if you would consider that a sport.
Absolutely.
So I
You have to be an
toss some
athlete to do
flags,
it.
some rifles, some swords in the air during halftime shows. I've done choir. I've done theater. I'm involved in my church. I make film stuff, and
I
do
wonder
a
why you
lot of
got into
things.
Alabama.
Kid.
She has her own cookbook as well.
Oh,
Jeez, I'm gonna need to check that out. Now, all those other things that you do they help with weightlifting, and vice versa? Does weightlifting help with all those other things that you love to do?
I think weightlifting is more the helper for all the other things, especially color guard, because you need a lot of strength to be throwing stuff around. And we've even had times where our coach would try to get some access to the weight room so our girls can become stronger and toss higher. It works hand in hand. Yeah.
Awesome. Very, very cool. What does a typical week of training look like for you?
You're better at that question because you make it. But every day we come in and he puts a workout on the board, whether that's clean and jerk, snatch. We focus whether on Olympic or traditional for a day, and we just do a few sets, a few reps of cleans, front squats, different things every day. Every day from Monday to Friday.
And then, Coach, how much have you had to push and motivate Alana, or she's been more self-drive, self-motivation, all that stuff?
She's one of the rare athletes that you don't have to do a whole lot of motivating. She pushes herself. And with those, it's just kind of guiding and steering the ship. You know, she's the motor and the power and everything. So with that, it's just kind of keeping her focused on what she's supposed to do. A lot of times during practice and stuff, I'm like, slow down. Let me get through going through the whole workout and stuff before you start, because she's already starting and going, you know,
Yep.
and stuff. So she's definitely a leader in that aspect of, you know, pushing and herself.
Well, and two, that seems to be a common formula when it comes to successful high-level athletes, is that discipline and self-motivation to be able to do stuff when it's not, you know, being told you to do, and you actually go out there and do it on your own and get better on your own.
Right.
Alana, what was your hardest lift mentally, and then what was your hardest lift physically that you've done in your career?
My hardest lift mentally, probably that second lift at state, and also physically, because it was fine when I got on that platform, but when I did that clean, everything was like crashing, and then I got faint, and then ooh, and then I dropped that jerk. But that was probably the hardest mentally and physically.
So kind of pivoting on that mental side of things, how do you handle the pressure in the big meets like the state finals that you were in?
Well, it's kind of funny. I just dance. I dance a lot. And
I like that.
go to my fellow lifters and I like to lift them up. That helps me calm down a little bit, as well as to lift other people up.
That's cool.
Awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff. Coach, how often does an athlete like Alana come through your program?
Not often enough. You know, the one she alluded to earlier, I've been fortunate. This is my 5th state champion, you know, so I've been very fortunate in the 8 years I've been doing it. And it's luck. The one she talked about, Kalon was one of those, kind of like Alana. She didn't know how strong she was, you know, and same thing with Alana. She had no idea how strong she was and the capability she had. That have, especially a female athlete that is confident in what they do, you don't see that very often, especially in the high school level. And that's kind of what got me into the sport and stuff, is trying to motivate and empower girls that I don't care what size you look like, what your build is or anything. There's something in you in for this sport that you can be really good at, you know. So for her in that 101, you know, she weighed in at state at 96 pounds, and to be able to go out on this platform with thousands of people watching and to put 135 pounds over her head confidently, you know, it's a
Pretty
big
impressive
moment.
feat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know.
absolutely.
Yeah.
One that a lot of people will never even dream about doing.
Right.
Very, very impressive. Alana, who's your biggest support? I know you mentioned the support you have around you has been a big factor in why you've been so successful. Who's your biggest support system in your weightlifting career, or in your life in general?
Probably my mom and my dad. My dad especially, he'll talk to me after practices all the time, like, what you do? How do you get better at this? You should probably do this, probably do that.
Typical dad.
Yeah, typical dad. In that state, it was just so nice, because my dad is not an emotional person, but when I won that state championship, he was screaming, crying all over.
Doesn't get any
all
better
over
than
the
that,
place.
that's for
So
sure.
cool.
Especially as the dad watching your child perform at such a high level. That had to be special for both of y'all for sure.
Yes.
Kind of my last question for you, and then I got a couple more for you, Coach. I'm sure you're a role model for a lot of younger kids. What advice would you give them if they wanted to pursue weightlifting?
Just do it. Like Nike, just do it.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, you'll do more than you probably think you can because you'll underestimate yourself. But if you keep working at it, you'll get so much better. So much better.
Just work right. Do the extra work when no one's
right.
looking.
Mm-hmm.
And two, I mean, which I think I just lost my thought what I was going to say to you on that side of things. But new people, and sometimes it's a new sport for people. So what would you say to them if they just wanted to just dive in?
Just dive in. If you don't like it, you can always bail out, but just dive in.
I like too what you said about you don't really know what your full capabilities are until you're put to that test. And I think that's just kind of a human thing in general. Like we don't really know how strong, how resilient until we get to a position where we need to be faced to be really strong or really resilient. The human body in itself is an unbelievable thing. So good stuff, Alana. I appreciate you. Coach, I know you're also the new head coach of the girls flag football team. Your first game coming up this Friday.
Yes.
How fun has it been coaching the girls so far?
It's been a lot of fun, a lot of learning, a lot of things. Me, for 40 years now, being around football and stuff, you get into this new sport, and it's like having coached boys for so long that you go out there and it's the girls, and it's like things that I think are just common knowledge, and they're like, "What do you talk? What do you mean?
Kind of the
what are you
learning,
talking about?" Yeah,
the learning curve for football.
So getting that, but then also because flag has different rules and different things.
Yep.
Understanding that, I think the one thing that's made it a little bit easier for me is because I do have two daughters they're both athletes. I've coached girls sports, softball things, so I understand you coach girls differently than you do boys.
Mm-hmm.
So that's helped me a little bit there, but it's been a blast so far.
Who are you guys playing on Friday night?
We go to Florida High in
That's
Tallahassee.
right. When's your first home game at Tommy Oliver? I mean, I should
It's
have known
not
that already.
until I think it's the end of March, kind of way that I built the schedule. We play 2 games. We play Friday, and then we play Tuesday over at Vera against Rutherford. And then we have a week and a half roughly off, and that was by design because I wanted to get a couple games in, see where we're at, and then give me time to say, okay, hey, we need to adjust this, fix this, add this, do those kind of things,
Yep.
rather than just going all in and heavy loaded the schedule. So,
Absolutely, yeah. Looks like the 13th of March, right before spring break, you guys are playing Mosley.
okay.
But that's I would imagine it's at Tommy Oliver, but you guys, I believe, then you play them in back-to-back games.
Right, yeah.
Where you're the away team and then you're the home team.
Do y'all have cheerleaders?
No, they have not added that, banned anything yet.
Okay.
I can see it getting to that point to where
Yeah.
it'll become much larger.
I know Mosley and Rutherford had their first.
Yep.
Or
Right.
Arnold.
Well,
Mosley-
Arnold had their first game last night. Mosley had their first game, Tuesday night?
Yeah, it's Tuesday night.
And they won.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Both Mosley and Arnold have won their first game so far. So
Pressure's
hopefully
on.
we'll add Bay to that when they come back from Tallahassee on Friday night.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Obviously, you mentioned the difference between coaching boys and girls. Is that more how they respond to the coaching? And because I've coached, on a young level, both girls and boys, and like you said, you got to coach them just a little bit different. But I feel like I learn more from coaching girls than I do from boys.
Yeah. So I learned pretty quick, again, coaching softball at Bay with my daughter. Girls will push back a little bit more. They'll tell you real quick, hey, that was not very nice. Those kind of
Especially
things.
teenagers.
Yeah. So, but I had a coach tell me, he was like, look, you got to understand, boys need to play good to feel good. Girls need to look good to play good. And he
That's
said,
like golf, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
so once I understood that, and because I used to give my daughter so much grief over the fact of she was like, I got to get my nails done before the game and my hair, and I'm like, just you're going to play in dirt, come on.
Yeah.
And she was like, no. And so, but once I embraced that and accepted it, it was a much easier. Except with the weightlifters, I told them we'll go to meets and all the other teams have got glitter and all this makeup and paint and all this. And I tell my girls, I'm like, y'all can do all that stuff, and they're just like, okay, whatever.
They're standing
And
on,
and
they're
we'll get
focused on
there.
the business.
Right?
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
I think. Did you bling your shoes?
No.
We had one girl that went to state. She actually put the little rhinestone stuff all over her Nike swoosh and stuff. But that was the first time in all the years that I've had a girl actually do something like that. Now, if you do media day, of course they're going to do their hair and
Yep.
makeup and stuff. But
Right.
other than it meets, it's different.
Yeah, definitely.
Accessories. Like when I'm teaching a little 8-year-old girl, she's like, Coach Jay, look what I got. And it could be pink golf tees. It
Right.
could be a pink golf ball, whatever it is. Accessorize. That's the deal.
I mean, that's golfers in general.
It is. It is.
mean,
yeah.
Got to have the bright pants.
That's right.
That's right. You gotta look good on the first tee to play good, right?
Yep. That's it.
Alana, one more question for you. When you got into weightlifting, what was the biggest challenge early on when you first started out? I'm just curious myself.
That's tough. Honestly, I have the memory of a goldfish, but
I understand that.
It's important.
Yeah.
I think it was persevering at first because it was really, really tough when you first started. Especially, I vividly remember the bear complex where you had to do like 5 cleans, 5 jerks, 5, and I was like, no, this is this is hard. But I stayed with it. But it's that initial grit, that hard part.
Yeah.
That was like
You got to kind of get over
I
that
gotta
hump
get over
and then
that
go
hump.
forward.
You wake
from
up sore, and
Yeah.
it's like, I don't want to do it, and then you don't go to practice, and then the next day you're starting all over. So just trying to get them to understand you can't take a day off, because when you do, all that soreness is going to come back. But if you
Yeah.
push through about 10 days,
Yep.
you'll be fine.
Yep. Kind of get your muscles get used to that. Gets past the atrophy and all that
Right.
stuff.
You know what I've learned about this generation coming up in the gym is they always do the hand sanitizer and clean off everything that. Like I didn't do that back when I mean when I was doing weightlifting, in 8th, 9th grade, you just put it back and you're going to your next class. But y'all actually like clean.
You were supposed to do it though, just because.
What? Okay, I got you.
I don't think that was a generational thing. I just think that's some people do it. Some
No,
people
it's a
don't.
generational thing
Is
too.
it?
Because even with the flag football, like the girls, they'll drop their mouthpiece, and I'm like, pick it up and put it back in your mouth, and they're like, oh my God, no. And I'm like, you have to have one, and they're like, I'll just run over to your box and get another one. And I'm like, that's 9 so far. Like, come on,
Yep.
But I'm like, how do you think I'm so healthy? Like, I just pick it up. They're like, you would put it back in your mouth after it was on the ground? I'm like, yes.
That's what builds your immune system is introducing
The
germs.
3-second rule.
Right.
I may be an exception because, I would have just picked it up, put it back in my mouth.
Well, you got that grit and the ability
Right.
to persevere and forget stuff quickly, which is good. That when you said that you have a memory of a goldfish, that's probably one of the best things you can have when you're an athlete that's highly competitive. Because I know, especially in golf, you need to immediately forget the mistake you made because you see so many other people.
Yep.
That mistake compounds into another mistake, and if you don't let that go, you're not going to be able to play. You're not going to be able to do anything successfully. So that's a cool trait that I'm glad you brought that up because that's something I really didn't think about that leads to success. Before we take a quick break, we're about halfway through the show. I do want to mention our middle of the show sponsor. That is Panhandle Credit Union. At Panhandle Credit Union, quality relationships is what they are all about. Whether it's donating to a community event, sponsoring your child's sports teams, they are here in the community to help us out. Check out their great banking products, loans, savings, checkings accounts, mortgages, whatever your banking needs are, Panhandle Credit Union can handle it. Visit any branch location or head over to panhandlecu.org to sign up and learn more information. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Episode 47 here of the Inside Drive podcast. We'll be right back. And welcome back, episode 47 of the Inside Drive podcast. Jay, cool stuff having Coach Bailey and then state champion Alana Rhodes in studio with us.
That was really cool.
Oh, I love having elite athletes from our area to come on the show because one, I have a lot of selfish questions that I want to ask them because I'm just curious about a lot of things. But then again, to be able to highlight their achievements that are so impressive is always one of my favorite things to do. Jay, you're going to kind of mix it up today for us. You've got a few stories for us that you're going to read on our kind of getting back to last week. We didn't have a show on Thursday. I attended the change of command over there at the Navy base, so we didn't have any crazy stories last week. So you've got a few on a backlog for us. I'll let you start, Jay.
Yeah, and we haven't talked since James Vanderbeek.
Yep.
Oh my god!
As soon as I saw that, I was like, oh man, you got to be depressed. Maybe having a vigil at your house.
Yeah, I mean it all started with Dawson's Creek,
Yep.
and 97, and then Varsity Blues come out in 99, and it was just I don't know, it was just, I don't know, kind of, it hit hard. It hit hard.
Well, now there's how many? I think 4 have now passed away, right? That were on the Varsity Blues cast.
Yeah, and I think Coach Kilmer is one of the only ones left.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy.
Billy Bob and Paul. Is it Paul Rudd or no? Not
Walker.
Paul Rudd. Walker.
Yep.
So anyway,
well, my condolences to you.
yes, sir. I'll keep watching Varsity Blues weekly.
I know.
Weekly.
They're probably showing it more now.
They are.
That he passed away.
If you go to Pluto TV, you can just stream it 24/7.
On loop.
What Pluto?
And on loop though, so it ends
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then it
yeah.
just immediately starts again.
Yep. All right, Mulvey. Chinese man. Chinese man receives over 20 alerts from his car, thinking he's sleeping because of his small eyes. I mean, really?
Jay,
What?
why would you read that story?
What? I mean, it's right here on the internet. It's
I know.
right here.
I mean, again, we're just reading what we see. That's all.
That's it. And it's right, fresh out of China.
All right, fire another one.
Yeah. I mean, God, you can't make this up.
I mean, you can, but no one would believe you.
No. What do you think he's driving? You think it's a Tesla? What do you
Maybe.
think?
I don't. Do they have them over there?
I don't know.
They may not like Elon, so
Yeah, they might not.
they may not have Teslas over there. All right, I'll get through one real quick while you're regrouping.
Okay.
This is from a college football Instagram account. It says IMG Academy has been fined for taking money from IMG Academy, right?
Yes.
One of the top sports places in the state of Florida has been fined for taking money from a Mexican drug cartel. The OFAC fined the school $1.72 million for accepting tuition for 2 students whose parents are linked to the Mexican drug cartel. Students attended the school from 2018 to 2022 and paid between $97,867 and $102,232 in tuition each year. But somehow this may not be the craziest scandal involving IMG Academy in the last 5 years. The U.S. Department of Treasury's Office Foreign Assets Control announced on Thursday, February 2nd, that IMG Academy would be fined $1.72 million for accepting the tuition fees for 2 students whose parents are linked to the Mexican drug cartel. The 2 students were enrolled at the Juggernaut Sports School between 2018 and 2022, and the reports do not share the students' information or what sport they played. However, the tuition amount was what I just said. I think that just recapped the whole thing. All right, back to you, Jay.
I think it's soccer. Yeah, probably.
Probably.
Yeah. Let's see.
It's not hockey, I know that.
No. Restaurant, this is out of North Palm Beach, Florida. This is another Florida story. Restaurant faces backlash after selling pizza with iguana meat as a topping. Now, obviously, it's been cold weather. I'm kind of like looking into this, but cold weather, they die. Or no, they go to sleep.
They sleep and then
They
they fall
sleep.
out of the trees.
So some restaurant has decided to take advantage of this cold weather, grab up a bunch of iguanas,
And what,
and
kill
use
them?
them as meat.
Pizza toppings? Because they don't die, so I mean, they're obviously, if they're asleep, what are they doing? Killing them while they're sleeping?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we had a restaurant in Griffin back in the day, you know, where I grew up, where, and I won't name the restaurant.
Please do.
But there were, you know, animal carcasses behind the restaurant that actually, like, you could go and see what animals they. I never had a meal there. But,
I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
I wouldn't either. But I had one of the golf courses I worked at, and I'm sure I've told you this story before. Our breakfast line guy, he was from the deep woods, African American dude, super chill, and his hands got burned in oil when he was a kid, so he couldn't bend his hands straight, and they were all scarred up and all that.
Yeah.
But anyway, he would, if there was something on the road, he would usually get it, and then a deer, whatever it may be, would get it and then bring it home later, and obviously cook it and eat it. But I was looking through our walk-in one time, and I opened up the walk-in, and there was a little raccoon just there in the freezer like this.
Oh shit.
And obviously he took it home later, but obviously I had to tell him, like, you cannot do this, period. You cannot bring in food from the outside, let alone an animal that was, on the side of the road. So I just thought I'd add that little funny
Holy
story in there.
crap.
Old Jackie, he was the man, but he did some things that we kind of had to keep an eye on him pretty good. for
Yeah.
sure. But that story made me think when you said the behind the road. That made me think of that raccoon.
Look,
story.
I'm all about roadkill. If you see the accident happen, at least the carcass is somewhat fresh. But like if you're out scouting, if you're oh, there's a deer right there.
I think you would know pretty quick if it was good or bad.
Maybe.
I would hope so anyway. Or just don't
do it. Yeah.
That would be some.
That hamburger meat price though is getting pretty high.
It is. You got to switch to the turkey ground. That's what we use for tacos.
That's even higher.
Is
isn't
it?
I think so. The healthier, the healthier
I don't know
it
if
is.
turkey meat is considered healthier. I mean, it's still being processed and all that stuff. So
I gotcha.
if it was organic, that'd be a different story.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to eat a little more organic lately. And I will say organic food, in my opinion, tastes better than, GMO and all the stuff that is just on normal food. But like you said, it is significantly more expensive.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what do you think about Buffalo Wild Wings?
I think that's topical.
It is, isn't it? No bones about it. Judge allows Buffalo Wild Wings to keep boneless chicken on the menu. I'm bone in every time. Like, that's not even right.
It's part of the experience.
Yeah. And I'm trying to, get every bit of meat off of that bone. Now, are you more of a flats kind of guy, or do you like the drumstick?
I'm good either way.
Just whatever.
Yep. Both the kids are flats.
Please don't tell me you dip it in blue cheese.
No, I don't dip it in anything.
Okay.
No ranch, nothing.
I got you.
I'm not a big sauce guy.
Yeah.
Like mayo, ketchup, mustard. I don't use any of that stuff.
What do you put on your hamburger?
Cheese, onion, lettuce, pickles.
Oh, the vegetable.
Yes, I prefer
The
those.
garden.
Yep. Now I'll put oil and vinegar on my subs and stuff like that, but that's because I like the taste of oil and vinegar with a little salt too.
I got you. So you're not a condiment guy.
Not a condiment guy, and I haven't tried to go back either or to change my ways. I'm too stuck in my ways.
No, I get it. I get it.
All right, finish the boneless wings story here.
Well, there's a 10-page ruling. U.S. District Judge John Tharp in Illinois said the sports bar franchise can continue to call its popular menu item boneless wings, even though they are essentially chicken nuggets. A wing lover by the name of Ayman Halim filed a lawsuit in March of 23 claiming violations of the Illinois Consumer Fraud Act over Buffalo Wild Wings, calling them boneless wings instead of chicken nuggets. Tharp decided Tuesday there wasn't enough meat on the bones of his argument.
A lot of puns in that story.
Yeah, no kidding. Boneless wings are not a niche product for which a consumer would need to do extensive research to figure out the truth, Tharp wrote. Instead, boneless wings is a common term that has existed over 2 decades. Halim did not drum up enough factual allegations to
Another
state a
one.
claim, Tharp added, though he has standing to bring the claim because he plausibly alleged economic injury. He does not plausibly allege that reasonable consumers are fooled by Buffalo Wild Wings' use of the term boneless wings. At what age did you finally realize that it wasn't part of the buffalo?
Right off the get-go.
Really?
When they call them chicken wings.
I was like 22, 23.
Again, I'm not surprised. Got another Florida. Yeah, I was never like I'm eating buffalo. Now I've had bison like burgers and stuff.
The
like
best meat ever, in my opinion.
that, especially if it's fresh. Yep, it's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
All right, this one title of this article. Imagine that it's from the state of Florida. You might have seen this one, Jay. Couple arrested after pickleball brawl involving more than 20
Oh, yeah.
people. Authorities say this is in Volusia County, Florida. A Florida couple was arrested after the two were allegedly involved in a fight over pickleball that included about 20 people. Authorities in Volusia County said they arrested Anthony Spezna, 63, and Julia Spezna, 51. It's a 14-year difference there.
Found him in the kitchen. Yeah.
It almost went over, but then I caught it and brought it back. Police said the fight happened Sunday. This is last Sunday at Spruce Creek Country Club. Authorities in Volusia County said they arrested Anthony and Julianne Spezna. Arrested them. Police said the Speznas physically assaulted the team they were playing against. Anthony Spezna faces charges of aggravated battery causing bodily harm and 2 counts of battery on a person 65 or older.
Dang.
Julianne was charged with battery on a person 65 and older. Couple is now out on bond. Thought that was an
Is that like, I did not know. So if you're 65 and older, like
it's another added,
it's another added
I
elderly.
guess a
deal.
different type. Yeah, elderly abuse, whatever it may be.
Wow. I didn't know pickleball was that intense.
It is, man, especially when it's like the older generations. And the older you get, the less Fs you give. So I'm sure it was an intense matchup and all that kind of stuff. Let's see if I got one more interesting one here.
At least that paddle. I mean, that paddle could be a weapon. But
Yeah, especially if you turned it to the side,
yeah,
that would hurt for sure.
Mm-mm-mm.
All right, I don't know if this is one anybody cares about, but it's called Insane Facts About Australia. The Great Emu War happened when the government sent soldiers with machine guns to stop 20,000 emus from eating crops, but the birds were too fast and the army eventually gave up. Because camels were brought over for transport in the 1980s and then set free, Australia has over 1 million wild ones. So many that they actually sell them to countries like Saudi Arabia, and the Gympie plant is Saudi Arabia. The Gympie plant is terrifying because it's covered in tiny needles that inject a toxin so painful it has driven people to madness. For a more peaceful site, Lake Hiller, famous for being a permanent bright pink color, has caused by special algae and bacteria living in the salt water. However, you have to watch out for a southern crosway, crosswary, 160-pound bird with 4-inch dagger claws that can kill a human with a single kick. Even weather is as strange as spiders sometimes using their webs like parachutes to fly, resulting in spider rain that covers the whole towns in thick silk. Finally, the most dangerous creature isn't a shark or snake, but the box jellyfish, whose venom is so powerful it can cause the human heart to stop beating in just 2 minutes. Who is the final boss of Australia? That would be obviously the snakes and the spiders. But didn't you say something about Australia in previous shows? Like, would you want to go move there, go visit there, or something like that?
You hear people go all the time, but
And I was like, Australia is such a scary, scary place to
Yeah.
be.
oh yeah,
160-pound bird with giant claws that can kill you in one kick.
and that's the emu.
No, that's not. No, it's not. Emus don't have claws; they just spit on you. This was that. It's called the southern cassowary, 160-pound bird with 4-inch dagger claw that can kill a human with a single kick.
Does it fly?
I would hope at 160 pounds. I sure as hell hope not. That'd be
Dang.
terrifying.
It's like a Bowen's 777.
There you go. BOGO on the boneless wings of Buffalo Wild Wings in celebration of the court's decision to forever make them boneless wings, despite not having anything to do with the wing or leg of a chicken.
So
Not a buffalo, Jay.
no, that's right. But have y'all ever before Buffalo Wild Wings? There was a place called Buffalo Southwestern Cafe, and there were They were periodically, maybe one in Nashville, Atlanta. This was 25, 30 years ago. The best food, Buffalo Wild Wings. This has nothing on Buffalo Southwest Cafe. That was the best. The best. Never had it?
Never heard of it.
Oh, my
Hold
God.
on. Buffalo.
Southwest Cafe. And they may still have a few.
That's what I'm trying to see.
Yeah, curious to, because I'm telling you, the wings were. And this was back when I thought they were still Buffaloes.
All right. There's still Buffalo Southwest Cafe primarily operates in Georgia with 14 locations featuring a Southwest themed menu of wings, burgers, and salad. Key Georgia locations include Canton, Cartersville, Cumming, Dacula, Griffin,
Yep.
Dacula,
Yep.
Griffin, Hiram or Hiram. How do you pronounce that?
Hiram.
Hiram.
Yeah.
I knew it was a one-syllable word.
Yeah.
Kennesaw, Lawrenceville, Macon, Oakwood, and Woodstock. They also have 2 international locations in Qatar or Qatar. I forgot how to pronounce that.
No way.
Yep. So they've expanded internationally.
That's crazy.
Where was the? I thought you only had a few roads there in Griffin.
Just only a few.
Where was this one located?
Highway 16. Yeah. Sure enough.
The fact that your small little town had some restaurant that no one's ever heard
It's
of, but it's also like
internationally.
an international and in 14, different countries and all that.
Well,
stuff.
and I've become a wing connoisseur in the last 20 years or so. I feel like, but the best wing. I promise you, it's better
And
than
they have
Buffalo
to drive
Wild
up
Wings.
to Griffin just to have some wings.
It'd be worth the drive. Yeah, if it's
I
still the
would be
same.
disappointed for sure.
Yeah.
All right, a couple quick Olympic things before we get out of here. I want to give a quick update on the medal count, just who is leading the medal count. I'm sure it's probably still Norway, but I haven't looked at it in a few days, so we're all going to look at it together, Jay.
Is it spring yet?
No, we got a cold week coming again next week. Yep, Norway's at the top with 16 golds, 34 overall. Italy still in second with 9 golds and 26 overall. And then Team USA still in third place, 7 golds, 25 medals overall. I do want to give a shout out to the U.S. women's curling team. I was listening to it on the radio on the way over here. Corey Thies, I think in my opinion, she's my MVP of the entire Olympics for Team USA. She helped bring the mixed doubles team for their first ever appearance in the semifinals and their first ever medal with winning the silver medal. And then, of course, now the female women's team is advanced to the semifinals with a really, really intense, close match earlier this morning where they were up by 3 points going into the 10th end. And Switzerland actually scored 3 points on their last shot to force overtime or an extra end. Luckily, USA had the hammer in that extra end and ended up winning on the last shot, getting 1 point. So they advanced to the semifinals. Cool. Obviously, we'll recap that. I'm sure it's in the next couple of days or so. And then coming up literally in about 20 minutes is the USA-Canada gold medal game in women's ice hockey. So that'll be fun to see if the women can get. The Canadian women's team still leads all-time gold medals, but the U.S. has been, I believe, won 5 of the last 6 gold medals. So hopefully they can get another one and keep Canada from winning that elusive gold medal. They may have won one since Tuesday, but on Tuesday I reported that Canada had not won a gold medal yet at that time, and I'd love to keep it that way.
That's crazy.
On the men's side, you've got the USA that won in overtime yesterday. Canada won in overtime. And I believe Finland won in overtime. I could be wrong about that one. Overtime hockey in the Olympics is crazy. It doesn't make any sense to me. Obviously, when they get to the bronze medal and the gold medal game, overtime just keeps going until somebody scores, much like an NFL playoff. But
None of it makes sense to me.
shocking.
Yeah.
But anyway, the games in the quarterfinals that went into overtime, they play a 10-minute sudden death 3-on-3 overtime period, which if you understand hockey, which I know you don't, so only having 3 guys just opens up so much ice, and it's going to give such an advantage to the better team because you're just going to be able to create more space and skate fast. So I'm not a big fan of that because I feel like it really just
Is that including the goalie too?
no
So-
goalie's the fourth.
Oh, okay.
3 skaters on the ice between defensemen and forwards.
Gotcha.
So I knew Canada was going to win that. I was hoping the United States would win that because obviously they're significantly better than the teams that they were playing as far as talent-wise. But tomorrow you've got both semifinal games. I'm glad USA got the afternoon game. So Canada plays Finland. Yeah, I was right at 8:40 our time. for a trip to the gold medal game on the line. And then U.S. plays Slovakia at that'd be 1:10 our time for military time. Yep. Yeah, that's 2:10 our time. So 8:40 and 2:10. It might be 9:40. I apologize. I don't know if this is in Central Time or Eastern Time, but it's also in military time. So I'm converting it from military time to either Eastern Time or Central Time.
Gotcha.
And then, of course, the big one, if Help USA and Canada, they've kind of been on a crash course, but we had a big hockey show on Tuesday, and hopefully we didn't jinx it. In my opinion, I think the Swedish team was a tougher out than Slovakia is. So hopefully both Canada and U.S. can win today to bring the gold medal game that we all want between Canada and the United States of America on Sunday. That'd be an early morning game, though, if you wanted to get up and watch. I believe it's at 7:10. The bronze medal game is Saturday afternoon. But the U.S. Olympic team has not won. The U.S. Olympic hockey team men's has not won in gold since 1980. And obviously that was the famous year when they beat Russia or the USSR in the Miracle Game. So hopefully maybe we can
They made a movie out of that, right?
They did, and a documentary, which I've kind of been talking about way too much. So I'm going to leave it off for today. And then shout out to the UA girls soccer team. We play at Tyndall this afternoon, which is actually at the Rutherford Fields. Girls soccer team is 6-0. Boys basketball team won on Tuesday against Surfside. They improved to 5-1. They've got a home game this afternoon against Covenant Christian, which Covenant Christian I know is a really good basketball team. So it should be rocking in the fishbowl over at UA. Our game got moved up to 3, so hopefully our game ends and then we can get over there and watch the boys play some basketball and what I hope is a good game. I know we talked briefly about the girls flag football earlier, but shout out to Mosley for beating Rutherford in their inaugural game. That was the first ever game in Bay County. And then shout out to the Arnold flag football team for going on the road against South Walton last night, a team that's been playing for the last several years, and they got the win 26-0. I know Arnold's got another game coming up Friday night. Bay's got a game coming up on Friday night. I would imagine Mosley has one on Friday night too. But good luck to all the local teams. Did want to mention one more sponsor before we get out of here, and that is Firefly right here in Panama, or right there in Panama City Beach. Looking for an unforgettable dining experience on Florida's Gulf Coast? Welcome to Firefly in Panama City Beach, Florida, where casual elegance meets world-class cuisine. Whether you're celebrating a special night out or just want phenomenal food with a seaside vibe, Firefly delivers. From award-winning fresh Gulf seafood and perfectly seared steaks to world-class sushi bar and signature cocktails, every dish is crafted with passion and flair. Step inside and you'll find an atmosphere that's warm, welcoming, and refined, ideal for date nights, celebrations, or simply savoring an evening with friends. With an ever-evolving menu and dedicated service staff, Firefly is more than dinner, it's an experience. Make your reservation today and taste why Firefly is one of the top dining destinations in Panama City Beach, if not the entire Gulf Coast. Visit their menu online, enjoy fresh coastal favorites, and become a part of the tradition. Firefly is located in the shops at Edgewater. You can book a reservation on fireflypcb.com and dine with distinction. Jay, one more time, tell them about inflatable fairways before we get out of here.
Yeah, Jay's Inflatable Fairway, golfwithjay.com, corporate events, birthday parties, bachelor parties. We come to you. We can set up anywhere there's electricity. So
Just need electricity and some people want to have some fun.
that's it.
Right?
That's it.
And then you setting up everything for them to enjoy.
Yep.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like, comment on our videos, and of course, follow us on Facebook. And of course, we're on Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Audible, anywhere you get your podcasts. We are there. Just search up the Inside Drive or just Google Inside Drive podcast, and you'll find it all over the internet. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Again, good luck to all the teams, high school teams tonight. Good luck to the middle school teams this afternoon as well. You guys have a great weekend. Go USA. We'll be back on Tuesday.